Alrighty, pleased with how our team prepared this week. Getting into December, sometimes you got to just make sure that the preparation standards continue to be what we need them to be. We know it's going to be a good football team. Raheem and his staff have done a really good job with this football team, and we're going to have to play well to get a win. Fortunate to be back at home. Thought the way we finished the game, the energy of the crowd last week was huge for us, and looking for that same juice and energy on Sunday. Want to congratulate Jonathan Grenard, on the NFC Defensive Player of the Month. Well deserved. Has been a huge player, addition to our team this year, not only on the field, but what he's meant to me is, in my role and obviously to our team from a leadership standpoint. And then ultimately I wanted to do just make sure I mentioned two of our captains, Harrison Phillips with the Bart Starr Award, that he's now a finalist for, so that'll be a huge thing for him to be in the running to win that award. And then CJ Ham proudly as our Walter Payton Man of the Year recipient this year. Couldn't think of a better representative of not only that award but for our football team. So love the fact that we got two of our captains highlighted. And then did want to just update you guys. We'll have some game status designations. Steph Gilmore will be out for the football game. And then Depot, Will Reichard, Pat Jones, Harrison Phillips, Dalton Reisner, and Andrew Van Ginkel will all go in questionable, after varying levels of participation today, but all of whom hopefully have a good chance to go.
Will it warm up before the game, or I guess?
No, we'll make that determination today, and then ultimately, go with the Saturday. We'll put him back on the roster if everything checks out and he's ready to roll. He had a good week though.
Just, with Dalton, just where do you think he's been at Reichard, just making that transition, because he never really played Reichard?
Yeah, I think he's done a really solid job. There's been some challenges in the interior, some of the teams we've played, and just the way he's responded on that right side. I felt like the veteran presence from day one, but it's just been good letting him kind of get his feet underneath him over there, and then just his play style and energy has shown up a little bit more, as he's gotten more comfortable, and I think he's doing everything we really wanted him to do when we made that move, and also Ed being ready to go, and he'll be ready to go this week. And now that we feel a little bit, we feel 100% confident with Cam coming off of a full week of work. We should get back to that kind of normal game day grouping we've had.
Reisner, did the back stuff is that related to what he had before? Did it just crop back up, or is this?
I don't know if it's related. Yeah, it was just something that cropped up. We got a little bit more work than usual on Wednesday, and just normal stuff at this point in the year. But he came back and had a good day today, so feel good about where Dalton's at.
On track with what you expected?
Yes. Yeah, it was always something that you kind of hold your fingers crossed just in case maybe he can get a limited day in and possibly be available. But as he's right on schedule with where we probably thought he would be, and we'll see what next week looks like.
Injury, just something that popped up in the game or this week, or something he's been dealing with?
Yeah, he had a little soreness, kind of coming out and just kind of working through it, throughout the week. But he's played a lot of snaps, and just kind of at this time of the year, there's going to be some things here and there where we see how guys handle the workload, and then try to make the best decision not only for this weekend, very important game, but we got a lot of football ahead of us.
Were you guys able to kind of get a handle on where Daniel Jones is from a baseline standpoint?
Yeah.
And then how did that first week go?
Yeah, it's been, I told him today, and some of our players have even thrown routes in individual. He's getting some work after, and then just getting some work in there, mixing in with Nick and Brett with the look team. He's a talented guy, big, strong, throws it really well, and it's been really cool to, he's really not getting a lot of hey, this is your game plan for the week. We've kind of just challenged him to kind of absorb all the information and kind of using that as a barometer of where we want to take our teaching moving forward as we kind of systematically build him up. And he's very smart. He's already sometimes it's cool to get a new perspective when you've kind of been in it all year long. Like even for me or Wes or Josh or Grant in the QB room or Sam, just that perspective of kind of a new set of eyes on things has been a kind of a cool dynamic. And he looks like a guy when he throws the football that's played a lot of football and in the pocket, kind of his feel. So it's been fun to have him here, and I think he's doing a great job. And little by little, getting more comfortable with what we do around here.
Saw the Lions in their fourth down parade last night, but I was curious to ask about, from your perspective, the fourth downs and being aggressive. They're up around the league. It's like setting a new record for going for fourth downs each year. Why do you think that is, and has your approach even changed over the couple of years you've been coaching?
I think there's a lot of layers to it. The analytics and the percentages and win probabilities of converting or not, all those things, conversations are had, probably building to building in the NFL. And then I think it's just your team, how you want to attempt to win the football game, or in those moments, as the head coach, you're just making the decision you think is best for your team. That's the one thing with analytics, is I think you can, it's based upon, much more than just your team, one team. It's based upon, a lot of things that have taken place in those D&Ds at that yard line. So there is more that goes into it than just what does the chart say, but that's obviously part of the decision making, and clearly last night worked out for the Lions being as aggressive, and I got a lot of respect for the way Dan handles situations like that, and I'm sure he would say he's handling it based upon what he thinks is best for his team in those moments. Yeah.
What stands out about how he's able to involve all their skilled players?
Yeah, I think Zach and I spent a lot of time together the 2 years we coached together in LA. I have a ton of respect for his understanding, not only just of the past game, but his understanding of how it fits together as an offense, first, second, third down, what you're asking your players to do, how you're going to get guys touches, while still staying true to your progressions and where you want the quarterback to work with his feet and eyes. And Zach, as a former player, I think he's got a great feel for that. I think he's a really good teacher, and he's proven to be a really good play caller. This is really his first opportunity getting to do that, and speaking from experience, the amount you learn every single week, getting to do that every game is massive for your growth and confidence level and your preparation. And I know Zach's had a really big impact on that team, and probably on Kirk and that offense, just with his ability to run his system that he's putting together there, and it's their the Atlanta Falcons system. It has its own nuances and touches to it, like good coordinators tend to do when they come from systems they've been a part of.